Hey garden friends, I'm Nikki from Proven Winners Direct, and Plant of the Day is back. We have been so excited to get this program up and running for you this season. If you're new here, Plant of the Day means that you get to try all of your favorite Proven Winners pretties at a great price. We pick 7 plants each week and we discount them by 35%. So we have a new plant that we feature every day that would be discounted, and then if there's lots of plants of the day that you love and can't wait to try, we offer them all on sale every Monday from 12 until 4 Eastern time. So if you can't just pick one, that's the time to shop, because then once Tuesday starts, it's just Tuesday's plant, and then so on and so forth. So this is a great way to grab those Proven Winners plants that you've been eyeballing for a couple of seasons and not sure on, because you get them at a discount. So I'm going to take you through all 7 of the plants that we have for you this week, tell you a little bit about them. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, because as we continue to push out these videos, you'll get to learn about the plants and see what's on sale. So let's take a look at the pretties. Our first plant of the day is the Supertunia Bordeaux, and this is one of my absolute favorite Supertunias. I grow it every single year because I can never get enough of it. This magical purple is the perfect color. I do like a monochrome in the front of my house where I do all of the different shades of purple, and so I do this in the landscape and it just pops off of the black mulch. Absolutely love it. So the Supertunia Bordeaux, it's a great filler and spiller in combinations or on its own. It can get up to about 12 inches tall and it spreads up to 2 feet. Our Supertunias are very vigorous growers, so they fill in a space fairly quickly. They do need the sun and the heat, so if your Supertunias are still taking a little bit of time, once that summer heat comes in, they're gonna take off like nobody's business. But like all of our Proven Winners annuals, they do love to be fed. Water-soluble fertilizer will be your best friend during garden season. So you're gonna wanna plant Bordeaux in part to full sun. You can get away with, make sure you get about 6 hours. You can get away with a little bit more, a little bit less, but the more sun it has, the more watering you'll have to do, but the more blooms you'll get. Once they take off, they're really self-sufficient. You don't have to deadhead. They consistently re-push out these amazing, beautiful purple blooms that are absolutely one of my faves. Our next plant of the day is the Superbells Pink Calibrachoa. This is a new variety this year, and it's a magnificent pink. I love pinks and purples. Superbells are quite easy to grow. They do prefer a container. They don't grow as well in the landscape because they don't like wet feet. So they're really good to dry out a little bit between watering, so it's less maintenance, less care, less watering. They really pair well with a lot of different plants, especially in containers. I love to grow them myself because there's so many varieties of colors. I love to grow Superbells in one container. All different colors of Superbells. They all grow the same. They have a beautiful mounding, trailing habit. They get about 12 inches tall and can trail about 2 feet. So they fill up a container really, really nice. I actually use 5 different varieties in my hay racks this year on one of my windows. And I know it's missing the thriller and the spiller concept for combinations, but I just love the way Superbells grow together. It's magnificent because there's so many colors. So super easy to grow. Again, like all annuals, they are heavy feeders. They do best when you're giving them water-soluble fertilizer. Weekly is ideal. When the heat of the summer comes, I typically go every 3rd watering. We are definitely getting there in Michigan, so I'm trying to get into the routine of feeding them a bit more, but man, are they taking off and gorgeous. So Superbells Pink. Our next plant of the day is the Blew My Mind Dwarf Morning Glory. These guys are a little bit small right now because they love the heat. So it takes them a little bit to really get going. But once they start growing, they trail about 1.5 feet. They get about 6 to 12 inches tall, so they have a really nice trailing habit, as you can kind of tell by the way it's growing in the pot. They have a true blue bloom that is to die for. This is one of our top selling annuals because everyone covets that true blue bloom. And I love the green silvery foliage that it puts off. And again, it's very traily. It kind of creeps over your pots and containers. It's a beautiful texture. and just kind of trailing right over. So it's a perfect spiller for your containers. It also grows really well in the ground. It's a nice ground cover that covers up a nice bit of space. As I mentioned, it loves the heat. It's very, very heat tolerant. So if you're in a warm climate, Blue Your Mind is your girl. If you love the blue, Blue Your Mind is your girl. It's a great, great, hardy, tough as nails annual plant. Also loves to be fed. So if you have water-soluble fertilizer, make sure you're doing that weekly, and it's going to continue to push out these magnificent blooms on that perfect, dainty little wispy foliage. Next up, we have the Magic Show Pink Potion Veronica. This is an amazing perennial. If you've never grown Veronica, they are so easy, you guys, so easy. As you can tell, it's got this magnificent baby pink bloom, gorgeous wands, lots of branching on this, which is something that I love about Veronica. So it might be a little hard for you to tell, but you can tell this is a spent bloom, but there's literally 5 more branches coming in around it. So as those get spent, you can leave them or you can deadhead them. I typically deadhead them, but they're just going to keep pushing out these amazing wands, this gorgeous color. So as I mentioned, it's a perennial. It's hardy in zones 4 through 8. They don't grow too awful big. They're about 18 inches tall, but they can spread about 22 inches. I have a couple different varieties planted at my house, and I love them because it's just hardy. You can rely on it, and each year it gets bigger and better, and it just provides magnificent color and texture in the gardens. They love the sun, they're deer resistant, and the bees and butterflies will swarm it as the day is long. Pink Potion Veronica. Next up, we have the Prairie Winds Desert Plains Fountain Grass. It's so flowy, amazing movement in the garden. This is a beautiful clump of grass. It has amazing foliage interest. It also has this beautiful plume that shoots out. It starts out a deeper purple and it ages to tan in the fall. It's simply stunning, great fall and winter interest. It only gets to be about 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, so it's a really nice habit. I know a lot of fountain grasses can get kind of out of control. This stays super nice and tidy. It's hardy in zones 5 to 9 and it loves the sun. It is deer resistant, lots of deer resistant plants for you this week. I know people love that, but this is just another one of those things that you can kind of set it and forget it. It's a beautiful perennial that'll come back bigger and beautiful each passing year. Keep in mind with perennials, first year sleeps, second year creeps, third year leaps. By that third year, you're gonna have this beautiful, beautiful clump of amazing movement in your garden. Desert Plains Prairie Winds Fountain Grass. Next up, we have one of my ultimate favorite hydrangeas, the new Pinky Winky Prime. So I am a huge, huge fan of panicles. They are literally foolproof. If you are intimidated to grow hydrangeas, panicles are the way to go. I love them. So the Pinky Winky Prime is a big shrub. You need space for a Pinky Winky. It grows 6 to 9 feet tall, so it's a great specimen shrub, or also a hedge. Could you imagine a beautiful long hedge of all of those magnificent panicle blooms? Gorgeous. So it's everything that you love about the original Pinky Winky, but better. Fuller, bigger blooms. They start out as this pure white, these amazing panicles, and then they age to a really rich, hot pink, almost turning into a little bit of red in the fall, but it starts at the bottom of the panicle and makes its way up to the tip. It's stunning. So if you have space, this is a great focal point. You know, the eye is gonna go right to it. So it's a beautiful shrub, great habit, 6 to 9 feet, nice and rounded. Those panicles will just pop right off of the top and really, truly maintenance free. Panicles are the way to go. You don't have to worry so much about pruning. You can prune it as little or as much as you want. I always tend to give it a season or two to kind of get acclimated to its new space before you start hacking away. But I take my panicles down to the ground because young Nikki planted them a little too close to my house, but I don't want to move them because I love the way that they look right there. So I prune mine pretty hard each season and they come back bigger and more beautiful with even more blooms each year. They're not gonna flop on you. They've got nice, strong, sturdy stems. Just a gorgeous shrub, you guys. I hope all of you will try it. Pinky Winky Prime. Our next plant of the day is the Blue Chiffon Rose of Sharon, and this is like the epitome of an elegant shrub to me. Rose of Sharons have beautiful, just elegant stems. They have a gorgeous habit. They're very flowy in the wind, as you can kind of tell around me. They have a most beautiful blue bloom with a really ruffly, lacy center. It's stunning. They are a late summer bloomer. So if you're looking to add a pop of color late summer, this will blend really well with your late blooming perennials as well. So they are a fairly large shrub. It gets 6 to 10 feet tall, 8 to 12 feet wide, so that beautiful rounded habit that we all love. It's hardy in zones 5 to 9. It's very heat and drought tolerant. Rose of Sharons are very easy shrubs to grow. The one thing to keep in mind with Rose of Sharon is they are very late to wake up. I call them a spring sleepyhead. So I have a couple pillars growing in my backyard, and every spring I'm like, oh no, did I lose it? But it always comes back stronger than ever. But just be prepared for that. Come spring, it's a sleepyhead. But it's a beautiful specimen shrub, gorgeous in a hedge. If you love blue blooms, this is a perfect choice for you. Very low maintenance. The pollinators love it, and it's also deer resistant. So super easy, gorgeous, elegant shrub to add to your gardens. Blue Chiffon Rose of Sharon. That wraps up our first episode of Plant of the Day for the 2024 season. I hope you found something that you absolutely love, or maybe learned something new. As a reminder, all 7 of these plants are going to be on sale this week, 35% off starting at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. A new plant every day of the week. However, if you found more than just one that you want to buy, you can purchase as many as you want every Monday from noon until 4 Eastern Time. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe so you'll get notified every time we post a new video so that you can keep getting those plants at a great discount. Happy planting.